Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Skyway Invest Group, and hope everyone's having a good day today so far. My name is Darryn Hayward, and I'm an advisor for Global Transnet New Zealand, a private investor, a Skyway shareholder, and my background is in sales and finance, business management, and marketing. Been doing that for probably about the last 25 or so years now. So who are we? Okay, we're like a company that offers solutions for transport problems, and Skyway Investment Group is the name of our company. It is Portal. We're a trademark of Rail Skyway Systems, and our mission is to educate people about the importance with financial and investment education. So this is just what's happening around some of the big cities around the world now. I know from the experience of living in Auckland for 26 years with the trouble that is happening there with the traffic, and the problem is just getting worse and worse. Now they're trying to put tolls now onto the, talking about putting toll charges if you're using parts of the motorway, everything just to reduce the traffic. Now, not only if it's congested with traffic, as you can see there, it also creates a lot of pollution. So I've got a friend who lives not far from the motorway, and he was telling me that about every 5 years or so he's got to clean up his roof on his house. It's just absolutely chocker with all the vehicle pollution from the traffic, plus all the rubber from the tires. And he said it's just getting worse all the time as more traffic gets on to the roads. So there is a solution for this, guys, and we'll come to that shortly. But at this stage, I'm just trying to highlight the fact that this problem with Auckland and a lot of the cities around the world is not getting any better. And the infrastructure on the roads to change, and the costs to do that, which must come out of somebody's pocket, so a lot of the taxpayers are having to pay for new roading to be put in and things like this when the traffic gets more and more increased. So this is the gentleman by the name of Anatoly Yanitsky, and he's the guy that's the founder who founded string technology with Skyway. He's won many awards and certificates for his work, and he's basically like a scientist engineer. So these are some of the different advantages of the transportation system that we have, and this would be an ideal system in Auckland with the amount of traffic and the amount of the population that's there. So we've got different types of traffic systems. This would probably be the one more for Auckland, and this one here. So the top right, the top bottom. They've also got cargo Skyway as well, which can freight goods and things like that instead of having to worry about putting it onto trains or trucks. Now, going from city to city, this would be the ideal one here, which is the high-speed Skyway system. So to give you an example, that can travel up to 500k per hour. So 500k per hour could be somewhere, say, from maybe Auckland to about Taupo Turangi in distance, which is about a 500, I think maybe a bit longer than that, a little bit further maybe than that, 500k, which will usually take about 5 hours by car. And with this system, it would take about 1 hour. So there's your transportation problem solved already, Auckland. Now, I know a lot of people on that motorway, it can be an hour and a half sometimes. So a system like this, I mean, it will take you something like about maybe 10 to 20 minutes, if that. See, these are some of the different pictures that have been taken over the past, and also some of the ones that you see today, and how it's the design of it has changed since it first began. So I know a lot of countries now are taking on and adapting this technology, and Auckland would be a huge contender for this. And it doesn't have to be necessarily paid for by the government. It can actually be crowd-funded from the people. So this is how it all started off as well, from originally with Unitsky. He had the banks coming to him wanting to offer the money, and he had the big investors coming to him wanting to offer the money. And he thought about it and thought, gee, if I got all that loan of money from the bank, then I'm going to be paying that back for the rest of my ancestors' lives, to pay back all the interest on that. So he thought, no, I'm not going to go to the banks. That's going to be too costly. He had the big investors who wanted to take a chunk of all the intellectual property that he accumulated. So he didn't want that either. He wanted that to actually be able to give so much of this back to the people. So he came together with another gentleman who is a big investor, and he said one of the best ways to do this would be to do crowdfunding. So that's what's happening as we speak today. A lot of the projects have become crowd-funded. Now, I'm not saying every single one has, because some governments in the world have actually paid for this as well. So we've got some major countries that have already come on board, ready to start putting in the infrastructure. Now, it's not like a 30-year plan. I know Auckland's looking at a 30-year plan to run like a light rail system between the city to the airport. Now, that's probably because they haven't got it in the budget to do it straight away. Now, with this, once the money's there available and has been crowd-funded, the infrastructure can be put in basically straight away. There's not a lot of damage caused while the infrastructure is being put in, and it's done very, very quickly, and it wouldn't take over the next 30 years to get the money to do that. So with the population of Auckland now, I would say that this would be a huge, opportunity for people in Auckland to get on board with this and start crowdfunding for a reliable transportation system. Now we have an eco-techno park. This is a demonstration park of the technology, and we're wanting to raise a total investment here of $200 million. So far we have raised $20 million for this demonstration park to be built, and it'll only take one or two big investors today to be able to say, look, I've got the balance of that investment to get the whole park finished. So that is actually over in Marina Gorka, which is in a country called Belarus. So that's actually in the city of Minsk. There's 15 development stages. So we're up to ninth stage of 15. So right now, what I just showed you with the Techno Eco Park, that one is the demonstration of the 9th stage to be completed. And that's going to be completed by the 1st of July this year. Now, there's also certification to go through as well. Once the certification has been approved, then that technology can be then started up in all the countries that are on the waiting list to go with that straight away. So I can tell you right now that the main countries that are adapting the technology now are going to be Australia, Philippines, Dubai, Indonesia, and did I say India? I think I might have. India, $922 million. The Indian government are going to actually pay to get the infrastructure put in for the Skyway. So what happens is from like different countries around the world get together, usually government officials and councillors, and they would have like a board meeting and discuss what they can come up with to get the infrastructure put into place. So you can see some of the people shaking hands here. That's with some of the deals that they've already done in there as well, and some of these countries that are already jumping on board, getting together now for the next stage. So the great thing about this is, as you can see, it can go across land. It can also go across water. So I know in some areas of Auckland we've got water. We've got Harbour Bridge, which is always congested. The Auckland Harbour Bridge, when is it never ever congested? I've never seen it without any traffic on it for years and years. Maybe the last time I saw it without traffic was when they had all the push bikes and things like that instead, going over it for a day or half a day or something. So this infrastructure could easily be set up in any city or country around the world. and the main thing with this is that it doesn't necessarily take up a lot of land. As you can see, it's just the poles or the columns that go into the ground that the only area that you need to actually use any land. The rest is above that land. Now I believe that the minimum they have is 15 meters, and it would adjust in the height of that depending on like tidal oceans and things like that. The great thing about this infrastructure too is that it can actually go across oceans as well as water, and it can go up to mountains as well, as you can see in one of these pictures here. So it could become a whole new tourist attraction and things like this for tourists coming to our country, or which other country that is which has this infrastructure already underway. So it can bring a huge boost to our economy just by having this infrastructure in place. This is the location on Google Earth of exactly where it is in Marina Gorka in Minsk, Belarus. It's on a big farming area, and it's over an area of about 26 hectares. So what's in it for you? Well, you can become part of this huge opportunity. You can also receive up to 50 free shares. Just remember to ask for the promo code, because that does change from time to time, and that will allow you to get those free shares. You can also have an education program with this as well, where we educate you with different investment opportunities and how to go about that the best way. Also, there's monthly options available as well, from $15 a month up to $5,000 a month, entirely up to yourselves and what your budget is on that. This is all a part of it, like helping with the crowdfunding side of it to get the infrastructure put into places like Auckland. There is a site out there on the World Wide Web that holds international security identification numbers. Now, Unitsky has actually put his ISIN number on there, which is that number you see there, and letters and numbers, VGG 322911094. Now, the purpose of assigning an ISIN number, International Securities Identification Number code, is standardized identification of issuers. So securities and other financial instruments within this, as well as distribution of these data to participants of the stock market. So when we get through to the IPO stage, which is the initial public offering stage, once it goes on to the and stock markets, things like that, it has to have the ISIN number enabled for it to be traded on there. Huge business opportunities as well with this. They say doing what you love is freedom, and loving what you do is happiness. So it's all about having a balanced lifestyle. Now, I know a lot of people's lifestyle, especially in the congested cities, aren't getting the balanced lifestyle. It's affecting not just their time on the motorway, but it's also affecting them socially. People's social problems because of time and things like that is tying up that time that could otherwise be spent with friends or family. The other thing is the pollution side of it as well, which all those vehicles on the road, you can't tell me they're all 100% pollution free. How many vehicles are on the roads? How many of those, and how old are some of those vehicles? And how often are some of those vehicles being tuned up? How often are they getting serviced? So all that is getting breathed in when we're on the motorway. So with this, guys, there's an opportunity, a huge opportunity there to change your guys' lives and have a balanced lifestyle. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there either working for a manager or have been a manager. Now, if that's the case, then you've been involved in like a corporate pyramid with the CEO at the top, the presidents, then the vice presidents, then the managers, and then the employees. Now, let's say, for example, you started off here as an employee. Tell me, how long did it take you to get up to a management position? Did it take you a day or a week or a month or a year or 10 years? And how long did it take, or if you ever got to that level, to vice president or to president level? Now, I can probably assure or honestly wouldn't probably get maybe past employee level to management level. Okay, so every company has like a system like this, with the top person up here and the people that sort of last on first off down the bottom. Not always though. Sometimes you get a CEO who might have just been replaced recently as well, but has had experience in that position obviously before. So with Skyway, we can introduce people into the system, and those people might just be a small investor or large investor. It doesn't matter. You don't have to stay underneath that person. You can go past that person, and you can actually, in other words, have your own entity. Once you've gone past your sponsor, you can go past that and start up your own entity with that. So it's all about connecting cities and continents to continents with the Skyway transport system. Now, the best form of advertising out there, I would say, would probably be word of mouth, especially with reward-based crowdfunding. So what can we offer? Anyone can enroll and start earning from day one. Unlimited earning potential, no levels limit. Product proposition, uncaptured audience. So what can we offer? Like, we can also offer guys 7 multiple income streams. Now, how many guys out there are getting more than one income from their job? Do you get more than one income, or maybe 2 incomes, or do you have 2 or 3 different jobs to get 2 or 3 different incomes? Or if you've got a business, how many different incomes would you receive off your business? Now, not many people have told me they're getting 7 different income streams from their business, but with Skyway, there is a chance there and an absolute assurance that you can get 7 different income streams. So the first income stream, this is today what you can get through networking. So just by introducing other people that you know who are sick of the problems with the Auckland traffic, or if you're in a huge city somewhere else with the traffic problems there, all you need to do is just tell other people that are similar and like-minded, that are using that motorway as well, and are just tired of all the traffic congestion problems and pollution. So that's one way of earning an income. Another way is becoming an investor by doing an investment through crowdfunding. And through crowdfunding, you would receive rewards back as as a percentage of what you've crowdfunded. Another way you can do that too is get up to a level of becoming a company rep. Now that can either be through the level of your investment or of the people that you've introduced under you within the network. Now, another way is through project initiation. So that could be, for example, getting to government. You might need to talk to a friend that knows a friend who knows a friend that knows someone in the government that knows the right person to talk to there. So if that all happens and you pull that off, you get a percentage of that amount. So if the government turned around and said, yep, we're happy to do that, and it was going to cost $5 million to put that infrastructure in, then you would get, say, for example, 4% maybe of that, which would be 200,000. You also can get a percentage from contracts. So we've got investors like 50%, 50,000 I should say, or more would be a percentage from that contract. So if it was 4% and they put 50,000 in, you'd get 2,000 off that contract. So that's what's happening today, guys. Tomorrow, once we go to IPO or initial public offering, which is onto the share markets, stock markets, it will then become worth so much per share. So at the moment, we're giving up to 350 shares. So those shares, because this is a thing that could become ubiquitous, which is meaning that it's going to become worldwide. Now you look at any other product or service that's become worldwide, like Apple, Microsoft, I don't know, McDonald's, all of those ones, the shares just go right up and up and up. Okay, I think the last I heard, Apple shares were about $800 for one share. Also tomorrow, guys, we can offer dividends. So we pay dividends out quarterly. So what that means is you get a percentage of the shares every 3 months. So you can either sell your shares when it comes to IPO, which when they first come on to IPO, I wouldn't recommend that. You're better to hold on to your shares as long as you can possibly hold on to them. Also dividends. If you keep holding on to those shares, you're going to get those dividends every 3 months for the rest of your life. So that's just 7 different income streams, guys. So what to do next? Register today. Sign up cooperation agreement and complete verification process. Learn about product, company, business inside out. Develop own client base and help other partners. Do meetings and presentations on a regular basis. Attend all trainings and conferences. Learning and self-development every day. Take responsibility and follow the system. So from time to time, we do have promotions and we have it through a star system. So once you get up to so many stars, I believe it's 3 stars, you can receive different electronic gadgetry like iPhones or iPads, computers, laptops, TV screens, cameras, all that sort of thing. Once you get up to a certain amount of stars through introducing other people into your network or through doing your investments. So this is a promotional code, which does change from time to time. So it won't always be that same one you see there. And I think that one may not be up to date at the moment anyway. That was just an example at the time. But if you want to get up to 50 free shares, just hit me up for the current promo code and I can send that through to you. Okay, so this is the link to register, and for you guys who haven't registered, this will take you through to a registration page. Now, when you get to the area where it's got a thing saying about promo code, just make sure that you don't continue until you've got that promo code. Otherwise, you won't receive your up to 50 free shares. So I hope you enjoyed that today, guys. And with everybody that's setting up and registering, what I usually would do is help people to get that process happening. Now, if you do have somebody else that you know that has introduced you to this today, please go back and get their link. But otherwise, if you don't have anybody that's introduced you, this is the link here. Also, you'll see it on the description page, part of the YouTube. All right, thanks, guys. And